Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com, and today is Wednesday, April 29th, 2020. I'm broadcasting to you live at 11:30 a.m. Central Time rather than 11, and I'm so sorry about that. I was delayed today. Things happen. The beauty of live broadcasting is, of course, being able to interact with people on the other end of the camera. So I'm hoping that I have some viewers with me, even though I was late today. I'm so sorry about that. I hope you didn't think that I canceled on you. Nancy is with us. Thanks, Nancy, for saying hello to let me know that I'm here or that you're here. And Tiffany and Karen. Good. Okay, awesome. I'm in the right place. There's Pam. Thank you. All right. So I have a very beautiful card to share with you today. This card is striking. It has intense color, and I think having color against black, a black background is super, it works for this. So we're going to go ahead and start sharing this card right away because it is beautiful, and I have three color samples to show you at the end. So I'm going to show you the Mango Melody version. Mango Melody is one of the colors in the brights, and it is such a beautiful bright orange. So let's go ahead and switch cameras here to get us onto the desktop of my computer. There we go. So these are the supplies that you're going to need for today's card. And you're going to notice that there are some words in red here. That's because there are two items that are on the retiring list. Now, my morning was very hectic. I am hoping that these products are still in the online store. I was going to check them this morning, but yeah, I didn't have the time. The Gingham Gala adhesive back sequins, pretty, very pretty accents, and the painted glass stamp set, one of my favorites. It's leaving us, and the sentiments in there are just to die for, the way the font is and everything. So I'm going to show off those two products along with some of the newer products that we have. The Ornate Borders dies and the Ornate Floral 3D Embossing Folder. These two are very new. In fact, they were early release products for the June 3rd catalog. It's debuting June 3rd, our annual catalog. And these products are in there, but we got to get them early. Everybody can get them right now. So if you're interested in any of these products, I hope that you know that you can go to my website at stampyourartout.com and you can click the shop button. So let's go ahead and look at some of the other items that you'll need. We're going to be using some bright colors. Granny Apple Green and Mango Melody both come from the Brights collection of colors. So if you got like one of the Brights packs, you'd have lots of beautiful colors within there. We're also going to be using the basic black and Whisper White. And let's see, what else do I want to highlight in here? Oh, down here I have the towel and water for cleaning. I'm going to get messy today. In fact, I've already gotten messy. There's a little bit of ink on my fingers. I know, right? Rachel doesn't like getting messy, but we're doing it because it's a beautiful effect. And then I've also got the die cutting embossing machine on there. I've written that down because right now Stampin' Up! Does not carry a die cutting embossing machine. We used to. We are in transition, and the new one is going to be released soon. We don't have a date yet. You'll see it in the new annual catalog if you get a copy of the catalog in your hands before June 3rd. Otherwise, you'll see the digital copy online on June 3rd. And it's so awesome. I can't even tell you. We've seen some video footage on it. We've heard about it. We've read about it as demonstrators, and we're just so excited. So there's also a mini version of it. So there's like a baby little die cutting embossing machine. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to be so excited. So if you can hold off, if you haven't gotten one yet, hold off and don't invest in a new one until you see what Stampin' Up! Has in store for us. The other item that's on here that's retiring is the 3D Embossing Folder plate. And it's just the one that we had in transition to use with our new 3D embossing folders. So I'm not sure at this point if it's going to be comparable to any plates that are in the new one. So I'm not getting rid of mine. I'm going to hang on to it and kind of compare and see. Anyways, just know that that is on the retiring list. But again, if you don't have this machine, you might want to wait. The measurements are over here, pretty basic basic card supplies. I'm going to show you, if you're a beginning stamper, how to put together some card bases from 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And yay, Bonnie says, I remembered. And then I'm also going to be introducing, of course, die cutting and embossing. So if you are a beginner, just know that this stuff, it may seem intimidating, but you can do it. So, all right, so let's go now to my desktop and let's pull in the basic black cardstock and our trimmer. And we're going to get our card supplies ready. So, oh, it's so fun to hear what you guys are saying. This is, Cindy goes, I want the baby, the baby machine. Yes, I know. All right, so we're going to go ahead and insert this cardstock so it's vertical in our trimmer. This is the 11-inch direction, this is the 8.5-inch direction, and we're going to cut it in half at 4.25 inches. So if I zoom in for you, you can see on the trimmer the 4-inch mark, and this is the 4.25-inch mark. So we're going to go ahead and set it right there and cut with our cutting blade. On my trimmer, we have some wacky light in here, don't we? Is that weird? I wonder if it's the black cardstock again. We'll figure it out soon when we take the black cardstock away. Anyways, this blade is for cutting, the dark one, and this one is for scoring. I like to label mine. You can't see it anymore because I've used this blade so much it's kind of worn off, but I just take like a Sharpie marker and write the word score on here, and then I'll always remember that this is the one that does not cut and this one does. So now we'll move that out of the way, put it on the back table behind me where I throw all my stuff I'm not using. And we're going to turn the cardstock in this direction, and now we're going to go to the 5.5-inch mark. So basically we're cutting the cardstock in half and then we're folding it in half. So now we're using the scoring blade, and that just puts a little channel in there so that it's easier to fold. It kind of breaks the fibers of the cardstock in that spot. So there is our card base. Okay, we're going to set that aside, and now we're going to work with our Mango Melody color. This color is so beautiful. I've said that how many times now? So we're going to cut this one at 4 inches. So it's slightly narrower than our 4.25 inches because it's going to be a layer. And then we're going to turn it and cut it at 4.25 inches. Again, slightly smaller or shorter than our last one. And we'll do this again at 4.25 inches because the inside of our card is also going to be this color. So we have 2 layers now that are slightly smaller than our black base. Do you see that? So this one will go on the top and this one will go on the inside. Okay, let's hang on to this piece because we're going to need a scrap of it. In fact, if you have a smaller scrap of Mango Melody, it might be better to use that, okay? Things are blurred. Uh-oh, Linda's saying things are blurred. Now she is from Costa Rica, so I know that sometimes you have some internet issues going on your end, so hopefully it's not blurred for everyone else. Kelly, what do you think? Is the mango, or is the picture blurred? I hope not. Yes, a little blurry. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. I don't know why. Shoot, I hope I don't have to re-record this. Is everyone experiencing that? I don't know, maybe I'm moving too fast. Sometimes I move too fast. I may have to, I don't know. If everyone's experiencing a little blurriness, then I need to, okay, it's not blurry there. Pam says it's not blurry, good. Okay, I thought I might have had to not like re-recorded. Okay, so let me introduce to you the painted glass stamp set. This one is leaving us. You can see the beautiful images on there. Look at the font. Is that gorgeous? So you can see you can make really great multi-occasion type cards. Celebrate can be for pretty much anything. Oh, it's a dirty box. Beautiful birthday, obviously birthdays. Everyone's got birthdays. Thank yous, always could use one of those. Sympathy cards. Yes, all right, so we're gonna bring in the birthday. Great sentiments, aren't they? And we're gonna bring in, oh good, you guys are letting me know it's not blurry, awesome. I'm gonna bring in the sentiment for the birthday one, have a beautiful birthday, and we're gonna stamp this onto the scrap of the Mango Melody, okay? Again, if you have a smaller scrap, use that. When you stamp, if you're a beginner, you just kind of pounce up and down on the ink pad to get color nice and even onto your stamp, and then you stamp it down. Now, we're not worrying if this is straight or not because I'm going to go ahead and punch this out. So we can set this aside. We don't need that anymore. And we're going to grab in, pull in our 2-inch circle punch and flip it over and just insert so that we can see the full image there, and we'll punch it out. So there is another piece that we'll need for our card. And with our green and our white, we're going to do some die cutting. So we're going to bring in, and forgive me because I did not have time to set up the other camera. So we're going to bring in the big shot over here, and there's going to be a little bit of motion on my desk because the camera is on the same level as my desk. So sorry about that. So this is our old die cutting machine. It's a Sizzix Big Shot. I think pretty much any die cutting machine works with our dies. So we're going to need the thin die adapter. This is the basic platform, the thin die adapter, a cutting mat, and we'll need another one to put on top. We're going to grab our Granny Apple Green, which is one of my favorite colors. Oh, good. Linda's checking out to see if she can get a better view. She's going to work with her technology there. These are the dies. They're called the Ornate Borders dies. And you can see that you've got all these beautiful little borders and some extra flowers here, which I've already cut for us. So those are the extra 3 flowers. Okay, we're going to use those on the cards. We'll just set them over there. This is the one that we're going to cut though. It's going to look like this, and it comes from this one. Let me see. I'm going to pull this off like that. And that's what it looks like when you first put it on the paper. And then when it die cuts, it creates that fun little border like that. So this part is cut off and this stays attached to the card on the other side. So let's go ahead and grab our green, lay this on here, and put our other mat on top. And we're just going to crank it through. Try not to shake the desk too much. It's good to see you too, Catherine. Thank you. I know, Granny Apple Green is the best, Jody, right? Okay, so we've cut it, and we do have a good cut. If you find that you don't have a good cut, you can always redo the cut, or like put it back in without removing the die. Sometimes flipping it over helps. Sometimes putting it towards the outside edges also helps. So ours is pretty good though. So we're going to shake off those little pieces there. Get these extra layers out of the way because we're going to need just the platform and just this 3D plate for the next one. Okay, so I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and what I've done, all the Take Your Pick tools are interchangeable. So I've taken and I've put on the die brush adapter. Saskatchewan, awesome. Hi, Judy. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and rub. And there is a foam mat. I never use it. I don't know why. I'm one of those people that forgets to use an embossing buddy when I emboss. The, oh gosh, silicone mat when I do gluing. I think I just craft too fast. I don't know. Anyways, do you see all these little green things coming out? That is what has popped out of the other side of this. And basically what I was trying to do was loosen this and to remove any, what do you want to call them, chads or whatever, those little tiny paper pieces. So I see one left in there, and I want to remove that with my, I have a pokey end too. You know what, I'll just turn this around so you can see. Oh, wait. Okay, so this one, I have 2 of these. This one I have the stylus tool on, so I'm going to leave that as is. My other one, I left the gummy part on one side and a pokey end on the other. I know, it's interchangeable, it's so cool. You only have to get one of these tools, and then you just get the die brush adapter, and you've got all of those different ends. So I've cleaned this out because the next time I use it, I want to make sure that I don't have any issues with die cutting again. So you have to clean out your dies each time. Now you can see we've got this kind of a look here. If this were on my card, I would actually separate this piece off, and all these fun little pieces would come out like this. Carefully. I have to pull them carefully. Sorry, I'm going a little too fast here. And then I would poke out all those little flowers, and you could see like this would be the edge of my card. right? But we're not using that part. We're using these. We're using these little guys here, the delicate pieces that came out of the center, if I can pick them up. So I've got a bunch of little branches now for my card. So we'll set those over onto our pile of what we need. And we've already cut our flowers as I showed you. So now the last step is to get our embossing done. Now the embossing gets a little bit messy, but it's oh so fun. So let's take and just kind of set that off to the side. There we go. And we'll bring in the messiness. This is my embossing folder with ink on it. Now I've found that when you do this technique, the more pieces you run through, the better it gets. So I decided to run through a couple times on this piece before we do the one on air, which I'm doing in front of you. I don't know why, I just feel like it helps. So I'm not sure why. So we're gonna open up our Mango Melody ink, which is a bright orangey, yellowy ink. And we're gonna flip the pad into itself like that. So it's one big ink pad that we can flip over upside down. And we're just going to hold on to one side and pounce the ink pad onto the opposite side. Now, which one am I using? You can see on this folder, I'm using I'm inking up the side that has the Stampin' Up! Logo on it. I'm inking up the inside of the embossing folder, because your embossing folder basically has, I don't know if you want to call it a female and a male end, or a female and a male side. You've got a part that embosses into the other part, and it smushes your cardstock so that you get this impression in it. You know, little parts that pop up and down on it. So we're putting the ink on the side that has the indentations in it. So the parts that aren't getting the ink are the parts that are staying empty. You can see here, they press inward. So the ink is not getting in there. They just, I'm just inking up the surface. So, oh, we're really getting messy now. Yeah, just put your pad upside down on top of your table. Good thing you put your grid paper there. Okay, so I'm doing this as much as I can to make sure that the ink is wet and even. And then I'm quickly gonna take my cardstock, one of these pieces, I'm gonna lay it on this side, and I'm going to press and try not to move that cardstock in there. If it shifts, it can have a funny wonky look, so we don't want that. We're gonna bring our machine back in, and now we just have the platform, the embossing folder that's thick. This is one of our 3D embossing folders, and we have our 3D embossing adapter plate, okay? Oh, good. I'm glad that you got something out of that, Linda. Thank you. All right, so we're rolling it through. The rollers inside the machine are pressing evenly across the surface. And what I'm doing is I'm going back and forth a few times. I want to make sure that that color is set into the paper. When you ink up colored cardstock, sometimes it takes a while to get the ink to go into the cardstock. You got to hold your stamp still for a while. So we're going to move this off to the side, and we're going to see if we've got magic. If we don't have magic, we'll just do it again, okay? It looks like it may have shifted a little, maybe not. Okay, so now I've got the colored side up, and I'm going to lift so that it doesn't touch it again. Okay, I want the inked side of my folder up, because if I had it down and I pulled this away, the paper might fall back on top of the inked side and then get ink where I don't want it. This actually looks really good. So I think we had success on that. But again, if you find that you're doing this and the color does not look good, or the paper shifted, just keep doing it. Typically, again, like the first one, I feel like I have to throw away, but the ones that I do afterwards look a lot better. Is this not beautiful or what, right? I know, I love it. I love what you guys are saying. This is great. So that's our Mango Melody ink onto our Mango Melody cardstock. Again, it's tone on tone, but it's always an intenser color with a more intense color with the ink. So here was one that I did earlier. So it does have a little bit of drying time, or maybe I just put more intense color on, I'm not sure. This is with, let's see here, this is with Flirty Flamingo ink. And this was my first one, so you can see I've got some flaws in there that, you know, parts that didn't ink up fully. Right? Is this beautiful? I love it. Especially on the bright pastel-y colors. The bright pastels, is that a true thing to say? I don't know. Highland Heather. This is Highland Heather. And again, this was my first one, so you can see a few little issues in there. My second one is the one that I used on the card that I'll show you soon. Now this one I didn't make a full card from, but I used Petal Pink because I was playing around with my pinks. And this is the look that I got with Petal Pink. So fun stuff. It's so fun. Okay, we're going to keep this one. We're going to move these aside, pull all of this in, close up our ink pad so it doesn't get things messy over here. Okay, now we assemble. And we're going to use our snail adhesive, our dimensionals, and our glue dots. And of course our Gingham Gala self-adhesive sequins. So if you guys can do this, you can make some really intense colored cards. It's just, oh, I just love the color, how it pops. So this one's just going to go directly on here, but because we have embossed areas on the paper, I like to really add a lot more adhesive on those layers. It's hard. You can't burnish. You can't take and you know, use your bone folder to intensely press down the tape. Like on this layer, I can do that. I can make sure that it's pressed on there. But if I do that with this layer, it's going to push the embossing downward. So instead, I'm just really putting on a lot of adhesive. All right, how do you clean the embossing folder? That is a great question, Kelly. Because I'm using classic ink, you just, yeah, so that's why I brought in my towel. I don't have a wet towel, but what I do is I take my towel and I open it up, and then I, oh, that's really huge. The camera, sorry. I take my embossing folder then, wherever that went, and I go to the sink. I just go into the bathroom or kitchen and I rinse it. Classic ink just rinses right off, and then I take and I put it between the towel and blot it off, and then I'm ready for another color. So that's why I just mentioned water and a towel is all you need for cleaning those off. It's a pretty easy to clean type ink. All right, so now that we have that on, we're going to add this piece, and this piece we're going to put on with 3 dimensionals. But the trick is with the dimensionals is you want to put them closer into the middle, because you're going to have some pieces that you slip underneath, and we don't want the dimensionals to be in the way of that. Yes, an assembly line. I love it. Diane said she's going to have an assembly line coming up. She likes this card idea. Thank you so much. So this just goes up here, kind of. Oh, got to make it straight. So that goes, you know, evenly into this section with a lot more space on the bottom. I think it looks more balanced that way. If you're, well, it actually looks balanced on the bottom too. I prefer this card in this manner where the image is way up towards the top. Okay, then we'll grab our glue dots and our fragile little branch pieces. We'll start with this one here. We're going to put a glue dot onto the end. So I'm just sticking my branch right on top of a glue dot, and then I'm grabbing with my fingernail, or you could use the take your pick tool, and I'm lifting it up. And I'm going to do the same thing kind of in the middle here too. So now I've got my branch piece on my finger, and I'm just going to slide it up and under like that so that my glue dots disappear, and my branches, these part of the branches, just kind of come down like that. This one, let's see, which one is next? This one, I think. We're going to put this one off to the left. So again, sticking your glue dot right at the end of the branch. Can you see that? And then we're going to just tuck it under here like this, so it's coming up and out. And then the last one, so they're kind of making like a circular little wreath going around here. The last one we'll pick up like that. Oops, got to pick up the glue dot too. So that's just on the end like that. Oops, where's the camera? Like that. There we go. And then that just gets tucked in, kind of going straight out like that. Okay, now we're going to balance it out with some flowers. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more here. It does look blurry to me too. I don't know, but it could be just on my end also. Anyways, so these flowers we're going to put on, let's see if I do this according to how I did them before. Okay, so this piece is going to get attached here and tucked into that little corner like that. The medium size one is going to go up here, kind of opposite where the first one was, like that. And then this one is going to go on top. And if you have, because this is a smaller flower, if you have glue dot that's kind of sticking out, just kind of use your fingernails or whatever to, you know, make sure that it's tucked underneath there. And that's going to go right here. So I only put a glue dot right on the edge of that flower. And the last part, I mean, seriously, these cards are so fast and easy. The last part is bringing out these Gingham Gala self-adhesive sequins. They come in this bright green color, kind of a iridescent-y blue color, a see-through yellow color, a purplish, and a pinkish color. So we're going to use the green. And we're just going to grab and put a little flower on the end of each of these branches where it looks like there should be a flower. Because, you know, they kind of come to, oops, that's really close. They kind of come to a little cutoff there. So it feels like you should put a flower there. Doesn't it? Yeah. All right, so there's that. I have fun. I really do. I amuse myself when I craft. Okay, we'll put one there because it needs a little space filler. And then I think because the top is a little empty, we'll just stick another one there. And you can fill them in however you want. But there is that one. And then I'm going to zoom out just a bit so you can see some other colors. Here's the first one that I did in that color. Just loved this. This was so much fun to make. Here is the pink version using Flirty Flamingo. And instead of using the green flowers, I used the pink ones that were in the Gingham Gala set. Thanks, Les. And then this is the lovely, what's it called? Highland Heather. I did that one other time too. I mentioned a color from a long time ago. This is the Highland Heather version using the purple flowers that come in the Gingham Gala collection, which I think is really, I almost my favorite, I want to say. I don't know. What do you guys think? So, and then on the inside, of course, is just that same color of cardstock. And it's a light enough color where you can still write on the inside, but it's not just white, right? It's a little bit more decorative, you know, kind of pretty that way. So those are the three versions of the card that I wanted to share with you today. I do want to mention that Stampin' Up! Is doing a product give back type of promotion right now to help with the COVID-19 relief efforts and research efforts. So I'm going to mention that next. I'm going to bring you to my website. Let me make sure I have it up here. I got people messaging me because I was late today, so I have to keep taking their messages out of the way. I'm so sorry that I was late, you guys. It screwed it all up, didn't it? Just screwed it right up. Okay, I'm going to pull up my website, and then we'll bring you to the computer. Okay, when you, oops, wrong one. Don't click that button, Rachel. And nobody can see what you're talking about, but there we go. Okay, so when you're on my website at stampyourartout.com, if you scroll down, you can click on my blog. And when you click on my blog, the button that says my blog, it'll take you to my posts that I do 3 to 4 times a week. And at the end of every post is where I try to include links to the pertinent information, things that are going on. So we're just going to scroll down below my little signature line here, and I'm going to show you where you can find information on some of the stuff, like, for example, and I don't think I have the product give back thing back here yet, but I want to show you how you can access, see, there's a lot going on. There is the Ornate Garden stuff. So this is the early release products. There's a flyer that you can access, and then you can shop the products online by clicking on these links. So if we just click here for a minute, you can see the flyer, and those are the products. There's the borders dies, and then the embossing folder is right here. So if you're interested in any of those, you can learn more about them there. I'm going to go back to my blog, and now instead I'm going to click on Shop Online, because I want to show you in the online store. So you can also go to the online store directly by going to stampinup.com. But in the online store, the banner is right here at the top about product give back. This is fairly recent news, so I don't have it in a blog post yet, obviously. But if you click on this, it's going to take you to a place where you can purchase a set of PDF images on PDFs. So it's like a 17-page document, and 15 of those pages are all images, sentiments, and some actual just images themselves too. You can kind of get a feel for what they look like here. They're printable. They're not stamps. And the way you want to think about this is, instead of saying, is this really worth $12? Instead, think of it as, I'm doing a $12 donation to help relief efforts and research efforts and what's going on with the world, but I'm getting this fun little thing in return as a gift. And that's maybe, I don't know, it makes it seem like a better thing that way, because sometimes people say, what, this is all I got? And it's really, actually, there's a lot there. There's a lot of images, and they even talk about, in this PDF at the beginning couple pages, they talk about colors that are coordinating with these. They talk about coordinating products that you can use with them, punches, that sort of thing, like certain ones you can punch out with our punches that we have. And so you can print them off onto just regular white paper, or if you have a printer that prints onto the Whisper White cardstock, you could run your Whisper White cardstock through there and have some of these beautiful images ready to go for cards. And all of the images and stuff kind of lightheartedly, and like you can see it says it right here, both lighthearted and thoughtful sentiments and imagery relevant to what's going on in our world right now. So I just wanted to bring your attention to that. That does not give me any sales. That does not give any demonstrator any sales, or even Stampin' Up. What this is basically is 100% of the proceeds are going to go towards the organization that you choose. You get to pick from 2 different organizations that are there. So yeah, it's just a way for Stampin' Up to help out. Okay, so let's go now to my page. You guys are on Stamp Your Art Out with Rachel on Facebook, and we want to make sure that we are accessing some information. If you had issues with finding me today, I just want to point out that you can always go to events and see what the time is that I'm expected to go live. I have all my stuff listed in my events. You can see them right here. So I changed it to 11:30. And then I also, under posts, I think I have one where you can click on posts here. The most recent post that I did was an announcement around the 10 o'clock hour, I think it was, where I said, oh, maybe it's not the most recent. Here it is. Heads up, I'm not gonna. So you can always go there, or sometimes like there's a little live announcement thing too, and it allows you to get more information there. But I'm so sorry that I did not have that on time today. Also, when you're doing following, or when you like a page or whatever, you can click notifications so that they're all on. That might help you to get notifications when things happen on my page. All right, so before I click on videos, I do want to come back to the desktop and show you the prizes that we have for today. So let's just go ahead and move these cards out of the way. Last week's prize, by the way, we have 3 winners, one that I drew last week and 2 that I've drawn already for today, and I'll show you those winners in just a minute. But they got the Fast Fuse cartridge and a refill. This is an old product, not an old product. It's a product that retired about 1.5 years ago or so. Anyways, it is, or maybe 2 years. Anyways, it is a really strong adhesive. That would be great for that top layer on your card. So that is one of the prizes that I'm going to be drawing a winner for. Well, I've drawn the winner. Anyways, we have 2 winners that are going to get that. And then the other winners that we're drawing live today get choices. I love it. Prizes, prizes. So I have a plethora of things that are new condition, going away, or have already retired. And so I want to give away something that's pretty cool. We have another little ladybug stamp set left over, 1 left. We have a Thoughtful Bloom stamp set, which coordinates with that little punch that is going to be in the new catalog. That was 1 celebration item that is carrying over, so it coordinates with these flowers here. We have the Rise and Shine stamp set. I never used any of these. I was able to earn a few. Let's just put it that way. Power of Hope. This is a beautiful, beautiful stamp set with some really stunning statements and imagery. I love the artistry in this. And this one, Tags in Bloom, coordinates with some of our punches that are in the spring catalog. So you have a choice of stamp sets. Now, if you have all of these, let's say you're a demonstrator, and yes, demonstrators can win too. Let's say, or you're an avid customer that has purchased a lot, then you don't need to pick from one of those. You can instead choose from some consumable products. So I have a couple things here that I'll pull in as alternate choices, okay? We have a set of, it's not as high in value, but still worth it. The Metallic Brads. And we have some Snowfall Accents Puff Paint from the holiday catalog. Never opened, never used. So those are the choices, okay? I'm gonna leave those on my desk. We're gonna switch back to the computer. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull up the prize winners from last week first so you can see them. Ta-da! The YouTube winner for the Fast Fuse and Refill is Birdie Ward, and the Facebook winner is Michael Hogland. So congratulations to you two from last week's Safe and Healthy Piggy W Fold card video. And now we'll go ahead and come back to my page here, and we're going to click on video. There's where the video section is, and we're going to grab the link. Now you guys can drum roll, okay? Because this is where I get to pick from one of you. So we're going to go ahead and grab the link from the new one. Let's go. Actually, I think I have to click on it. It's weird. Facebook always changes things. You know that? Okay, so now we're going to grab that link, and we're going to come over to our commentpicker.com. And we're going to put the link right in here. Click the search bar so that we can see how many people are live with us right now. So fun. So fun. Oh, can't get any... Hang on. Let's see if we can do a refresh of the page and start that again. Okay, let's try that again. Oh dear. I hope we don't have technical difficulties. That's why I've been drawing the other two winners before the live, because I don't like you guys to have to wait. It makes me so sad. Okay, we're putting the link in again. And it's working. Yay. We're filtering the comments. We have 197 of you that commented during this live. And you know what? I even forgot to tell you to comment. I think I did. I think I forgot to tell you that, yeah, a comment gets you entered into the prize drawing. But no worries. If you haven't commented yet, I still draw a winner next week before my next live. And I draw one from the YouTube that I'll put this on YouTube on Saturday. So you have a couple more chances. I'm sorry about that. I forgot to warn some of you who might be new to this. We're going to click start, and we're going to find out who the winner is. Sorry about all the advertising that's on there. It's just the way that page is, and I get to use it for free, so thank you. Thank you to commentpicker.com. Debbie Palmig Bradley, you are the winner. Not blurry, she told me. Yes. Thank you for commenting, Debbie. You are the winner today, and you get to pick from, pick one of these, whatever you want. It's coming your way. If you are not in the US, I just want to give a little disclaimer there. If you're not in the US, I can send you a card. In fact, I could send you one of the cards that I did today if you're not in the US. Or if you're a winner and you'd rather choose that, I could do that too. There's always the option of a card. So, next week, I do want to invite you back. I will try to stick with 11. I think this was the only time in the last several months where I switched the time on you. I just could not pull it together. I think I woke up late. I couldn't find my iPad. I wasn't pulling it together very well. But next week, 11 a.m. Central Time, that is Wednesday, May 6th, I will come to you live on Facebook on my Stamp Your Art Out with Rachel page again. And then, and bring these cards back in because they're just, you got to look at them again. And if you did not get all this information, let's say you didn't take a screenshot of the cards when I had them up there, you can visit my blog. This Saturday is my goal because Saturday is May 2nd, and I will post these cards on my blog along with the measurements, the video that's recorded here, and the product list, so you can just click on them and shop. If you are a demonstrator or you have a demonstrator already, I encourage you to order from yourself or them. If you do not have a demonstrator, I would love it if you wanted to shop my online store for any of these products that you might want to get. So I just saw a comment come through that said, chatty bunch. I love it, Nancy. It's okay. You were a chatty bunch, so we had 197 comments anyways. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I'm just looking at my notes to make sure I've shared everything with you, and I think I have. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you haven't subscribed to my blog, please do so. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. We'll see you in about 7 more days. I have a 3D project next week. All right? Have a great rest of your day. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.